Hello everyone, we are group number 3 presenting the whole chapter of our research. And our research is all about how does Korean pop music affects people. I'm Harold Makami at discussing to all of you why we choose this research. Of course, many of us knows that Korean pop music is really popular not just only in Korea or maybe in Asia, but also in the whole world. Here in Philippines, Filipino has been influenced by Korean pop music. Not just only in music, but they also influenced us, their movies and dramas, and also their fashion. And also the reason why Korean pop music is really popular because K-pop has a very catchy music and dynamic choreographies. Besides their physical appearance, the visual of their music video is really good to watch. We chose first-year psychology students for conducting this research to them, and we're going to find out what's the effects of Korean pop music to their mental processes. We download some music, K-pop, tang ina mo, isa pa nga. Okay. we choose first-year psychology students for conducting this research to them, and we're going to find out what's the effects of Korean pop music to their mental processes. We download some Korean pop music to make them to listen with. But first, we give them a pre-test, which is the test taken before listening them to our downloaded songs, and the other one is the post test, which is the test we gave after make them listening to the downloaded song and find out what's the effects of Korean pop music to their mental processes. And please take a look to the next presentation of my group.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Poles Diaz. I'm here at your screen to presenting our chapter 2. Okay, let's review of related literature. In this chapter, the researchers detailed the review of existing literature related to the study entitled The Effects of K-pop Music Mental Processes. The first part of this chapter is the local studies. From the term local, these studies were implemented and studied inside the country. According to Romano, the K-pop has visibly flourished in recent years in the Philippines and begins in the middle of 2000. He also added that it blown on the own culture in the country. In some studies, they seem to figure that K-pop culture has been loved by Filipinos since late 1990s. In the last decade, the groups of K-pop waves in their golden era, it was based on the studies of Vergonia in the year 2018. In year 2017, the influence of K-pop fandom on increasing cultural contact, increasing cultural contact, said that person-to-person connection, another local people can foster both a motivation to participate in Korean culture, including K-pop, and a favorability towards Korea. Thus, Villanueva in 2017 research found the South Korean influences changed the Filipinos who produce more interesting style at works that can complete the Korean drama and music. Moreover, the highly popular works contributing for the spread of the Korean waves are entertainment-oriented genres. It is based on Woon Hoo-jang 2019. In the study conducted by the Senidosa 2016, the influence of the K-drama and K-pop music are different because K-pop music are not dubbed, and the true essence and feeling are more shown in the K-pop music. K-pop appeal has snared not only Filipinos but many fans all over the world. It is based on Vergonia JP 2018. Okay, furthermore, based on Madarang 2020, Filipinos are also active when it comes to supporting their favorite K-pop acts through organizing fun activities anu- such an annual get-togethers. Lastly, the study by Blunt at the year 2019, it says the effects of K-pop music into mental process emotional intelligence includes the study of deciphering your emotions as they occur and altering those feelings as appropriate as well as the ability to infer information about the emotions of those around you. And the next part of this chapter is the foreign studies. On the website called Friends in the year 2018, Amanda said music helped her to de-stress as well become more comfortable in front of a crowd as a self-described introvert. High 2018 studies have shown that music can buy your mood and fend off depression. Listening to music before an operation can improve post-surgery outcomes. Music is the shorthand of emotion, said Leo Tolstoy. Indeed, research suggests that listening to music we heard in our youth help us recall specific significant periods in our lives. Music doesn't just have the power to evoke memories. It makes us feel a whole range of emotions. Based on Dignut at the year 2019 on the website Music Psychology 2016, the area of music psychology has produced abounding the results about the human mind, emotions, and social life by focusing on psychological processes associated with musical stimuli. Same as the study from 2016 by Warren, whereas music acts as a medium for processing emotion, trauma, and grief, but music can also be utilized as a regulating or calming agent for anxiety or for deregulation. More specifically, in study of 5 positive effects music has on your mental health, in year 2020, music can change the way we feel, the think. The role of contingent and uncontingent background music to facilitate task engagement, enhance performance has been studied at the year 2017 by Swartz. K-pop has enjoyed amazing success across the world from forays into Pacific Asia. It has now spread into Asia and more other countries. It is based on Patrick Messerin at the year 2017. According to Jimin Park 2016, K-pop has a strong visual element based on group dancing with distinguishable outfits such as hairstyle, costumes, and other items. Korea has become a strong influence of global popular culture. It is based on study of Cho 2017. In the website, Why K-pop is Hug in the Philippines, year 2018, K-pop influence is not limited to entertainment and fashion. It can inspire one's life. Many people, especially in the Philippines, are big fans of K-dramas and K-pop despite not understanding the lyrics. Many can still sing along with K-pop songs and claim these are among their favorites. Filipinos have been so hooked to the K-pop music and become quite addictive to it, which could be alarming and dangerous to Filipino art and culture. While it is bad news for the nation, for not only only industries and business are affected, but also the essence of being true Filipino. While we still have the lowest number of K-pop tracks in the regional charts, per year, K-pop is growing fastest in the Philippines versus neighboring countries in 2019. The rising popularity of Korean culture that is known as Hallyu or Korean You often heard Korean songs through the radio, television, or in social networking sites such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. in 2019. According to Araya MC 2018, Filipino have apparently got the Korean pop culture fever that it is now just common to see people flashing the Korean finger heart. Hallyu has hit the Philippines hard K-dramas and other more influenced the country. K-beauty K-beauty stores popping up in malls nationwide. This according to Sabilio 2019. According to the website Grant Thornton 2018 of Esinas Franco 2020, Filipino has always welcoming foreigners, trends and culture. Today than more than ever, Filipino audience can well related to this for obvious reasons. This according to Encinas Franco 2020 study. Lastly, from the website www.sunstar.com 2019, besides their physical appearance, the visual actor music video are also top-notch. The next part of this chapter is the foreign literature. Let's proceed first to the study of Lehman 2017. The sales influence of background music, the cognitive abilities, the arousal mode hypothesis assume a meditation effect over arousal and mood. Korean pop culture spread globally according to Diana 2018. The perspectives uses to store model stimuli enter the sensory register and from there go to short-term memory based on Mayor 2003 study. K-pop artists experiment with a wide range of musical genre. Additionally, their live performance involved colorful costumes and perfectly synchronized choreography based on ZO 2019 study. Attractive South Korean performers to spend years and Gruwel's studio system learning to sing and dance synchronized perfections has become a really global phenomenon according to Romano 2018. IB Panda 2020, K-pop is unique in comparison with other music genre in the music industry across the globe. Okay. After country had a taste of Korean entertainment, K-pop had a much easier time comparing the music industry in Japan. Boy bands were the first to arrive during 2017. Music is an important part of daily life and as a result, in an integral part of culture. Before the invention of the entertainment, music was only available for case to consumers who went to record stores and physically purchased goods brand 2017. Most students assume that the music they like only influenced their style. They wear clothes inspired by popular South Korean fashion. This should be just another trend that comes and goes. Randall 2020. According to Dixon 2011, finally, the Korean wave came about as an attempt to rebuild the Korean economy after 1997. Let's proceed now to the next chapter of the research, which is called theoretical framework. This theoretical framework will be guided by the research to make this research more valuable and knowledgeable for the future researcher. That the theoretical framework show mental process influence the K-pop music and on the other side shows how K-pop music influence the mental process. The next one is the paradigm. The next one is is the paradigm in the input frame includes the demographic profile of the students. The second frame includes the gathering of data through survey interpretation. This, this is how the process conducting. The last part of this chapter is conceptual framework. This shows the flow of the instrument to the study. The first table indicated the pre-test experimental, and the second is the post-test to control and experimental, going to the next table, which indicated the effect of K-pop music to the mental process of two groups. And that's the chapter of our research. Thanks for listening, and keep take a look to the next presentation of group mates, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John Paul Diaz, for the presenting of our chapter. I'm here at your screen presenting to all of you our chapter 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you, Mr. John Paul Diaz, for the presenting of our chapter 2. I'm John Michael Canuza, presenting at your screen our chapter 3. This chapter presenting the methods we use in our research to make our research more reliable in terms of giving exact information. And our research design that will be used is behavioral method to determine if the K-pop music has an effect to mental processes of a first year psychology in La Concepcion College. This method came from Watson. The population and sample our research conducted in first year BS Psychology in La Concepcion College. The researchers make use a standard questionnaire for the relevance of the study and present it to 30 participants in our research. The respondents is divided into two groups, 15 for control groups and 15 for experimental groups that will be selected using convenience sampling. The researcher instrument that will be used in our study is the attention t-test by the Joseph Cardelo to identify if the K-pop music can be affect the mental processes of first-year psychology in college, in La Concepcion College. To make this research more reliable and knowledgeable for the future researchers. And the last chapter of our chapter 3, the data collection, is the part of our research that present the instrument that we use and conduct the research. The researchers conducted the study at La Concepcion College Facebook dummy account to send a friend request to first-year selected psychology. The researcher create a group chat on Messenger and download some Korean pop music to send it to group chat on Messenger, and to be able the respondents to listen the download music. Then after the respondents listen to Korean pop music, the researcher make a test to figure out the effects of K-pop music to selected first-year psychology in La Concepcion College. The researcher make a questionnaire which we present to 30 participants for experimental group and 15 for control group. From the first-year psychology, researchers give the same questions, pre-test and post-test, the experimental group and control group. But the experimental group, researchers will give them treatment. After the treatment, the two groups get some question. And the third part of our chapter 3 is the data collection, is the part of research that present the instrument that we use for the conduct the research. The researcher conducted the study in the Concepcion College. The researcher make a dummy account to send a friend request to selected first-year psychology. The researchers create a group chat on Messenger and download some Korean pop music to send it to group chat on Messenger, and to be able the respondents listen the downloaded music. Then after the respondents listening the Korean pop music, the researcher make a test to figure out the effect of K-pop music to the selected first-year psychology. In La Concepcion College, researcher make a questionnaire which we present a 30 respondents, 15 for experimental group and 15 for control group. From the first-year psychology students, researchers give the same question pre-test to experimental group and to control group. But the experimental group poses to identify if the K-pop music will be effect to their mental processes. This procedure helps the researcher to collect a data to find the effects of K-pop music to the mental processes of a person's psychology in the conception college. This data collect helps the researcher to for the better understanding of the study. And the last chapter of this chapter 3, the last statistical tools that will be used in this study frequency count and percentage to determine the percentage of democratic profile of the respondents. And to determine if there are a significant difference between groups, we will use the dependency test as a basis of our conclusion. And that's all. Thank you. Please take a look to the next presentation of our group mates. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Canusa, for presenting our title. I'm Valente Adrian, on your screen presenting the chapter 4 of our title. This chapter presents the data is in a tabular form in corresponding analysis and interpretation. This data were gathered from the instrument used, demographic profile. Table number 1 shows the demographic profile of respondent in terms of sex. Female respondent is 20 or 66.7% and female respondent is 10 or 33.3%. Table number 2 shows the age of respondent. 29 or 96.7% are those between 17 to 20 years old, while the 3.3% are between 21 to 25 years old. Table number 3 shows the effect of K-pop music to the mental process of first-year psychology college student, both of experimental and control group. This data was treated with 0.05 level of significance with 14 degrees of freedom. Table number 3 suggests that there is a significant effect in terms of the pre-test and post-test of both groups with compared to the tabular value of 2.145. However, this is a big difference between the experimental and control group with respect to their computed value. Overall, the data show that K-pop music has an effect to the mental process of first-year psychology college student. For discussion, experimental group obtained 3.420 in computed value, while control group obtained 0.851. The big difference between the computed value of the group does not affect the result. The K-pop music of a significant effect to the mental process of first-year psychology student. Table number 4. The effect of K-pop music to the mental process of selected first-year psychology college student in terms of sex, female and male. The computed value for male is 4.563 and the tabular value is 2.262 with a degree of freedom of 9, treated with level of significance of 0.05. Since the computed value is greater than the tabular value, therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected. So K-pop music has a significant effect to the mental process of selected first-year psychology college student in terms of male student. The computed value for female is 1.909 and the tabular value is 2.093 with a degree of freedom of 19 with level of significance of 0.05. Since the computed value is less than the tabular value, therefore the null hypothesis is accepted. So K-pop music has no significant effect to the mental process of selected first-year psychology college student in terms of female student. But overall, the data show that K-pop music has a significant effect to the mental process of the selected first-year psychology college student in terms of male student, while the data for female suggests that K-pop music has no significant effect to the mental process. Table number 5 shows the effect of K-pop music to the mental process of selected first-year psychology student in terms of age between 17 to 20 and 21 to 25. The computed value for age between 17 to 20 is 2.419 and the tabular value is 0.45 with a degree of freedom of 28 with level of significance of 0.5. Since the computed value is greater than the tabular value, therefore the null hypothesis is rejected. So K-pop music has a significant effect to the mental process of selected first-year psychology college student between of their age to 17 to 20 years old. The computed value for age between 21 to 25 years old is 6.108 and the t-value is 12.706 with a degree of freedom of 1. Treated with level of significance of 0.5. Since the computed value is less than the tabular value, therefore the null hypothesis is accepted. So K-pop music has no significant effect to the mental process to a selected first-year psychology college student between of age 21 to 25 years old. That's all. Thank you, and please wait for the next presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Adrian. And now I'm here at your screen to present the Chapter 5 of our research. Summary of findings and conclusion. This Chapter 5 summarizes the findings of the study. It also drops conclusion based on the findings. Summary of findings. This research conducted to determine if K-pop music has an effect to the mental process of selected freshman BS psychology students. This research makes use of self-administered questionnaire which has been distributed before and after the treatment. The silent findings of the study are as follows: the demographic profile of the respondents. The respondents of the study are the selected first years BS Psychology students of La Concepcion College in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. 29 of the respondents, those are 17 to 20. While the last one are 21 to 25 years of age. In terms of sex, male respondents are 10 and female respondents are 20. According to the data, in terms of sex, K-pop music has a significant effect to the mental process of male respondents, with the computed value of 4.563 and a tabular value of 2.262. Since the computed value is greater than the t-value, therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected. On the other hand, the data of female respondents suggests the K-pop music has no significant effect to the mental process, with a computed value of 1.909 and a tabular value of 2.093. Since the computed value is less than the t-value, therefore, the null hypothesis is accepted. According to the data in terms of age, the computed value between 17 to 20 is 2.419 and the t-value is 2.45. Since the computed value is greater than the t-value, therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected, while the computed value for the age between 21 to 25 is 6.108. And the t-value is 12.706. Therefore, K-pop music has no significant effect to the value mental process of the significant effect to the mental process at age of 21 to 25. Conclusion. Based on the summary of findings, the researchers therefore concluded the following. The first one, K-pop has an effect to memory process in terms of age between 17 to 20 and 21 to 25. However, it may be concluded that another study may be needed to look deeper into the reason how K-pop affect the memory process between the age. Number 2, result of the study suggests that the K-pop has an effect to memory process of selected BS psychology students in terms of sex, especially male. However, it may be concluded that another study may be needed to look deeper into the reason how K-pop affect to the memory process of the male respondents. Number 3, there is a significant difference between the results of the pre-test and post-test of the students. Therefore, our treatment are effectively to determine the effects K-pop to students. Thank you for listening for our presentation, Ma'am E. Stay safe and goodbye. Thank you.